All right, so one of the biggest things we're having the issues with now, I feel like, is knowing when to use what and when and why and all that good stuff. Um, so the two things that I need you to know really is Ohm's law. You may not be able to see this. Let me get something that's a little bit bigger here. Okay, Ohm's law, E over IR, and understand the relationships between those. Okay, where E is voltage, okay, I is amperage, and R is resistance. The only other thing I'm going to need to know is I'm going to need to know how to find resistance in a parallel circuit, right? We talked about we have 5 ways. Okay, if there's 2 branches, so there's only 2 branches, we can use the formula. The total resistance is equal to R1 times R2 divided by R1 plus R2. That's part 1 of the rule. If there's more than 2 branches, well, that's when we need this formula, right? Let's see, that's when we need. That's when we need our big formula here. 1 over RT is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3, and so on and so forth, depending on how many you got. And we can use that as more than 2 branches. Okay? There's really, there's really only one more we really need to think about, and that is if the values are the same. So if I've got, say, 3 resistors in parallel, and they're all 3 ohms, I can take the value in one branch and divide it by my number of branches. I know that's messy, folks, and I apologize. But so in other words, I can take 3 ohms, where's it going, and divide it by 3 branches, and I get 1 ohm. So my total resistance here is going to be 1 ohm. So that's really your thing. Remember Ohm's law, first and foremost. Know how to apply that. And know how to, if there's 2 branches in a parallel circuit, we use this formula. If there's more than 2 branches, we use this formula. If the values are the same, we can use that formula. And that's pretty much the extent of what you have to remember. And you say, when to apply it is always difficult, but just kind of keep that in mind. If I want to know the total resistance, I've got to do one of these 3 things. Okay, once I know the total resistance, if I know the total voltage, I'll know the total amperage. Okay, so let's try to keep that in mind. Like I always say, if there's any questions, y'all feel free to contact me. I'll try to explain this stuff even more. I'm really glad everybody's really struggling. Not glad you're struggling, but I'm glad that you're coming to me and you're putting this stuff down on that question to let me know, hey, I don't know this stuff. Because we can continue practicing with it. We do have a little bit of time, and I do think it's kind of critical that we understand how this stuff is supposed to behave. So that's going to be it for this week. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to contact me.